Cool, we're back, and we're gonna talk about reflections. Okay, let's open our project, Piano House, and as you can see, for now we don't have reflections in our scene. We didn't create any type of reflective material, and we didn't configure the reflections yet. To do that, let's create an element in the scene that can be reflective so that we can compare it, identify, and we can know how to control the reflections in our scene. Let's create a shape. It can be a sphere. Here, I think we can create here. Look at this. We have these elements here that are going to be good to reflect. Let's create a material. We didn't talk about materials yet. However, to create a material, a reflective material, we're not going to get into a lot of details here just in another class, but we can create a material here in the reflective type, okay? To understand the reflections of the type looming. Right button, materials, okay? Or I'm going to delete it, add material, okay? Let's name it reflect. Material. We can leave it like this with this name. Yeah, double click on it. Okay, so you can access the editor of materials. I'm gonna talk a lot about the materials because that's not the goal of this class. Okay, this class is about reflections, but in the other class of materials, we're gonna talk about it. Okay, how to create, how to add. For now, just click with the right button here. Okay, and click on here. Okay, let's drag it here. Right button. Okay. Right button. Okay. Right button. Click here. Okay. Great. We're using a base color. Okay, let's see if it's specular or other types here. Okay, great. Right button. Create an instance. For now, we're gonna worry about this. What is an instance? We're gonna talk about it after in the material class, okay? Let's into our object. Cool, it's dark, it's black. Double click on the material. Then you can access the editor, okay? Look, I'm gonna decrease this. Let's see. Let's activate the parameters that we created. If it's closed like this, you can click here, all right? So that you can see these parameters and activate them. Let's change to white here. Okay. Metallic. Let's type 1. Then it's gonna be metallic, okay? Look at this. Now I can control 0 or 1. That is a metallic material, okay? As you can see, we can change it, okay? Here we're gonna control the porosity of this metal, almost like an aluminum. In this specular is the reflection of the light. Let's leave it like 0. Let's get closer here. We can see that it has created the reflection here for us. It is reflecting the scene. You can see that it's happening. However, we have a low quality. If we close here, if we get closer here, let's see. If you look here, we can see that the reflections are not really define it. Why is that? Well, because looming has its limitations. But that's for sure. In this class, we're gonna improve the quality of the reflections a little bit. But we have to consider that looming is a technology that tries to do things in real time, considering objects as a mesh distance field. So the reflections, the lining, it's not like 100% accurate, okay? It's not 100% detailed, but we're gonna get reflections that are gonna be like 100% detailed, accurate, okay? But we're gonna get that in the class where we're gonna use looming for lining and retracing for reflections, okay? We're gonna develop everything during the course using looming, the lining, reflections. We're gonna finish the project using reflections of the type looming, okay? With a good frame rate per second, okay? We're gonna work in real time so that you can present to your client, okay? But after we're gonna learn how to use lining of one type and reflection of other type. Okay, for now, and in this class here, we're gonna learn about looming reflection, its limitations, and how to improve the quality of these reflections. Okay, so cool. So we created here our object, 100% reflective, and we have to keep in mind that it uses to capture the scene mesh distance field. Then I don't have the object 100% defined, but I can identify the elements. I can realize here's the sink, here's the armchairs, the table, piano, external area of the house. Let's try to improve it a little bit. Let's go here, post-process, global illumination reflections. The reflections are the looming type. I can use none or looming or screen space. Okay, that is another reflection that we're not gonna talk in this course. It's more used in Unreal Engine 4, for example, or if you're using build in your scene. If your goal is to improve the FPS, okay, we're gonna talk a lot about screen space in the photorealism course in Unreal Engine 4. And actually in the final of the course, I'm going to explain to you and I'm going to make a video so that you can understand how to use a version, when to use a version, and when to use another. We are using and recording this course in the version Unreal Engine 4, but that doesn't mean that Unreal Engine 4 isn't good. That's really good and it's used for other things. Okay, let's keep going with our class. So we changed here to screen space. We can use the reflections of the type retracing that are disabled for now. Okay, but we're gonna use this after. All right, let's keep looming. All right, after we select looming for the reflections, we have these things here where we can adjust the quality of these reflections. That has a render from 0.25 to 4. Okay, 0.25 is the minimum quality and the 4 is the maximum quality. If I type 8, I don't see any difference, okay? You see, there is no difference. 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4. You don't see a lot of difference. 0.25, okay. So where's the first parameter where I adjust the quality of looming, the reflections quality here, the maximum is 4, okay? However, I don't have a lot of quality yet, okay? So let's try to get closer here. Let's see. We can play a little bit. Look at this. Let's bring it here. Let's take a chair. I don't think if that's the best element. Yeah, let's take the chair. Okay. Look, the chair is pretty cool. Yeah, actually, it's really cool, the chair. Let's put it close here so that we can see the reflection. Look. Okay, so let's bring this other element here. And we can even rotate this like this. Let's see. I think the sphere isn't the best. Let's create a box, a cube actually. Let's apply the material here. I select the sphere. All right. Go to details, materials. I'm gonna go here. It's gonna find the material here, and I drag it to the cube. Okay. So now it's the cube. I'm gonna delete the sphere, and let's use the cube because it's better. Okay. All right. So we can see it better. So one of the ways to improve the reflections of the type looming is to improve the definition of the geometry of the object, okay? So besides improving the quality of the object in the post-process, getting to the limit of 4, I need to improve the quality of the reflections, but now not in the reflection, but in the object, okay? As Unreal transforms my scene in mesh distance field, I need to improve the mesh distance field of the object. Does it make sense? How can we do that? Well, you select the object, you go to details of this object and double click static mesh here, okay? Or I can access this way doing this, select the object, details, and double click here. Or I can find the object in the folders that I have here. Okay, for example, geometries, furnitures, and this element here. Okay, double click here or here. Okay, I'm gonna click here, double click. By doing that, I will have access to the details panel of this object, and then I will have a lot of parameters here that we'll talk about, okay, about some of them in other classes. All right, for now we're gonna concentrate in only one parameter. Maybe for you this parameter can be closed. All right, we're gonna go down. All right, we have the materials here that are applied on the model, the settings about Manage, that is the system optimization. We're going to talk about this after. We have these other things here that we also going to talk about after. Here we have the settings here. Let's click here. Then we have a lot of parameters here, okay, that we're gonna see configured. One of them is the distance field resolution scale. Here is that I'm going to increase or decrease the quality of the object based on the mesh distance field. Okay, look at this. Let's do it together. Let's go here, distance field scale resolution. Let me print the screen first. I'm gonna open the Photoshop so that we can compare. All right, let's see. Look, I'm gonna call this file mesh distance field like equal to 1 so that we can compare in the reflection there. Let me zoom it. Let's see so that we can see it. Look, yeah, that's it. It's a good place. Let's print. I'm delete this one. Control V. All right, let's see, equal to 1. Let's increase this parameter For example, 2. Let's put 2 and let's apply it. Look, it has improved here. We have more information here, as you can see. Okay, print. Let's paste this. Mesh distance field is we equal to. Okay, let's increase to 4. All right, apply it. Look, that's bringing more definition for us. Mesh distance field is equal to 4. Let's see the 2 and the 4. Yes, you can see the difference. It is bringing more definitions on the reflection for us. Cool, let's do that on the armchair as well. Let's select the armchair. We selected the armchair. Okay. Let's access here. Double click on it. We opened this details panel of our armchair. Okay, we have one for the chair, one for the armchair. Same thing, same settings, materials, manage, lot, build. Okay, and the resolution is 1. Let's type, for example, 4, and then let's apply it. Look at this, we have more information here. Let's type 1 again, and let's print so that we can compare. Okay, let's paste there. Mesh distance field is equal to 4 of the chair and 1 of the armchair. Now let's increase the chair. So the chair, let's leave it like 4. Alright, apply it. Look, it has changed. Alright, about the armchair, let's try 8. Apply it. Okay, let's see. Let's print this. Ctrl+V. Now mesh distance field is equal to 8 and 4. Let's compare. Before, after. As you can see, look at this, the chair. We have some difference, but 8 is already enough for this model specifically. In the armchair, maybe we can give more definition. Okay, let's try it. Okay, armchair, let's try 8. Okay, but you have to keep in mind, the more heavy your object is, the more polygon count, the resolution of the texture, maybe it's gonna take a longer time to process depending on your GPU and the amount of polygons. Okay, so maybe when you click on 8 here, it's gonna take a longer time to process. Okay, let's print this. Ctrl+V. Mesh distance field is equal to 8. Before, after. You can see a little more definition, but it's not a lot, you know. Let's try to get 16. So let's apply it. It's gonna take more time. It is multiplying 16 times the value that was the default. Okay, let's print. Ctrl+V. Mesh distance field is equal 16. Look at this, it brought more definition. The shadow, we can see, but 16, I think it's a cool number. I'm gonna leave it like this because with Lumen we have a level of quality limited. We don't have a level of quality, I mean, really high using Looming, because that's not the goal. Okay, the goal of Looming is to try in an optimized way to send, the best quality possible. If we talk about really high quality, we're gonna get ray tracing. Okay, but for now, let's see how our reflections, and let's try to improve them. Look at this. Okay. Let's see. Let's give it back our sphere. Let's bring it here. Materials. Let me close the window here. Look at this. If I use the sphere as a default, I can see the reflection pretty good. Look, for example, let's try to improve the definition. Let's take this sphere out there. Actually, let's create a copy of this. It's better. Look, these chairs here, we didn't do the adjustments of mesh distance field. But as it's the same chair, I can simply delete them and can replace them for the chair that we adjusted. Okay. And let's replace this here and another one here. Look at this. Okay. That's it. Another here. And right here. Okay. That's it. Yeah. Let's see the sink. Let's see if we can improve the reflection of the sink. Let's improve it a little bit. The sink is a light element. It's not heavy. It's easy to process. Let's click on it. Or we go here in my content area, or select it and I go here, static mesh. Okay, inside the details panel. We access this. Let's take a print so we can compare. A print screen. Okay. Look at this. I can see it here. Print screen, Ctrl+V. Mesh distance field is equal to 1. Load 0. Other settings here. Let's put 8 here, for example, and let's apply it. Alright, it's building. Let's wait a little bit. But remember, it is directly related to your GPU and the amount of polygon of your model, okay? Print screen, and let's compare. Mesh distance field is equal to 8. Before, after, and after. Look, before, after. We see a little improvement. 8, I think it's enough. An element that is going to be really hard to process is going to be, for example, the piano. Look at this. Let's take our sphere close to the piano. It's an element that has a lot of details. So let's see it here. And because of these a lot of details, it's gonna get a lot of time to process, more time to process, okay? I think here we have a good, we can have a good reference of details here. All right, let's select the piano. We can print screen mesh distance field is equal to 1, the piano. Let's access here. I have 200,000 polygons, so you have to be careful. Look the amount of materials that we can replace here. So I have to be careful because it's a heavy geometry. It's gonna take a longer time to process, and I'm gonna save it because if it crashes, at least I will have saved this part. So if it closes trying to process the piano, don't worry, because I'm gonna leave this file here optimized for you with the quality of the mesh distance fields improved. Okay, let's put 4 here and apply it. That's gonna take a longer time, okay, a lot of time because it is heavy. So let's wait that. Oh, it's done. It wasn't that heavy. Okay. Print screen. Let's compare. Mesh distance field is equal to 4. Okay, before and after. We have more definition here. Look. Let's try 16. Apply it. Processing. Cool. We have more definition now. Print screen. Mesh distance field is equal to 16. Before and after. Before and after. Look, it's better. Cool. This way, you can improve, you can optimize your mesh distance field of your models, okay, for the reflections. Then you're gonna ask me, gosh, Dennis, but am I going to improve the mesh distance field of all my objects, all the models? Well, it depends. Let's suppose you have a room with a mirror. The objects that are in front of the mirror makes sense to improve the quality of the mesh distance field, okay? Increase the scale. It makes sense. You increase the resolution, okay? Because these elements are gonna be in front of the mirror. But for example, elements that are gonna be surrounding this mirror that are not gonna be reflected, you don't need to increase them, okay? Because the only reflection that is 100 polished is the mirror and maybe a chrome steel, okay, 100% polished. In that case, it would make sense to leave the elements close to this object with a higher resolution of mesh distance field. But for the others, you don't need to do that. For example, if I take this element here, this sphere, it's 100% polished. Let's go to the material of this. I double click on it and let's bring a little bit here. You see the reflection. Look at this. You don't have here the reflection 100% polished. Let me leave it a little more polished. Look, if it's a metal with this roughness, with these parameters of roughness, it goes pretty good. And if you take the settings, let's verify it's in cinematic. Okay, let's see the FPS. Okay, if we take here to 160, the FPS is gonna get lower, but it's gonna get more definition. Look at this. We have more definition here. Okay. You have to keep in mind that looming has its limitations, okay? But for example, if you have a reflection more porous, a little more here, sometimes you don't even need to increase the scale of resolution of your model. Maybe it's enough with this type of material and with this roughness. Look at this. Okay, so for now, I'm gonna finish this class. I'm gonna leave a time lapse here because I'm gonna adjust the scale of resolution for you. Okay, so I'm gonna let you see what I'm doing so that you can see, all right, the objects that I'm gonna improve the scale, the resolution, in case you cannot adjust the light there. Okay, I'm gonna do it here. For example, the resolution of the piano, of the couch, of the armchair. I'm gonna adjust, for example, the resolution of that armchair there. Okay, and I'm gonna leave this ready for you. Okay, so that we can go to the next class. So in the next class, I'm gonna get this file updated, all right, with the resolutions and everything, so that we can keep going with our studies. But you can make it there. You can try to adjust the resolution of the scales, open the model, increase the resolution to 32 or 64 until you see it's enough to improve the quality. So I'm gonna finish this class, okay, and see you.